I think that there's a saying that goes, what you don't know will hurt you, right? Um, I've heard that saying at least one point in my life, at least one point in my life. And I think it was more recently. I think it was in the past like 5 to 10 years of my life. And when I think about that saying, it kind of it creates a clear depiction of the reality of doing the work and healing childhood trauma. Um, it's wild the past like 5 to 10 years of my life, but more recently, I would say, like recently, like in the past like year, maybe 2 years, something like that. Um, the amount of people that I've cut out of my life, the amount of dynamics that I've realized are unhealthy in relationships. Um, you don't even know that you're being hurt because it's so comfortable and it's so familiar. So again, like, what you don't know will hurt you. If you don't know that you're masochistic, right? And the way that you've carried your relationships throughout your entire life is based around masochism, right? Um, and I'm not saying that masochism is believing that you deserve to be hurt, but when you consistently place yourself in relationships with people that are abusive, and that's what's been normalized to you, but you also do it because you learned a belief that as a person you deserve to be hurt, and that basically corresponds with masochism. It's kind of how it works. Healing's a fucking difficult endeavor. It really is. Doing the opposite of what you previously did. Um, I just realized that rhymed. Healing is a challenging endeavor. It really is. Doing the opposite of what you previously did. That's funny. But that's what healing's all about. It's about doing the opposite of what you previously did, and it's very challenging. It really is. Um, I suppose it can be. I'm not going to use the word easy. It can be. I'll use the word comfortable. It can be comfortable to accept that your relationships suck, that they are unhealthy, um, that they are actually painful, and to choose to not do a goddamn motherfucking thing about it. Because to change things in life, you actually need to do different things, right? Like, it's it becomes a matter of thinking differently, feeling differently, doing differently, right? That's really what it's all about. Um, I've cut a few people out of my life um, in the past year, I think. Yeah. In the past year, and like just sitting with it, there's a massive element of loneliness, you know? And it's kind of uncomfortable to do so because, like, setting that boundary of, okay, well, I don't want that for starters. Um, that's the way that that person is. They're probably not going to change. And really just like understanding that you deserve better, even if you don't believe it. Being able to make the decisions to lead to that better life, that's the biggest thing. It really is. actually taking the actions, taking the steps to move towards a better life for yourself is one of the most important things. Um, I've had sessions where I cry my fucking eyes out. I've had sessions where I scream my fucking brains out. Allowing myself to finally feel what I previously pushed down has been a very incredible um, experience. The other thing that I've noticed about this whole thing too is that my laughs are fucking wholesome as hell. Um, I've become far more present to the moment than I was before. Um, Previously, I was very like dissociated. I used to have a very hard time being present. I know why. I'm not going to get into that in this video. But really, just like the amount of moves that I'm making now at this point in my life, the amount of decisions that I'm making that are drastically different from previous past decisions. It's wild. It really is. It's a very dynamic experience. Healing is. It really is. Stepping into the unknown, doing different things, doing things that I haven't done before. Um, Taking my time more seriously, taking my energy more seriously, being far more aware of the relationships that I'm looking to create and cultivate in my life. You know, it's wild because, I mean, I don't know if this is for everyone, but in my own experiences, I have cultivated relationships around a very specific reason. And that reason was actually not really healthy, right? I'm not going to say what that reason was, but it was based on comfort and familiarity dynamics that I learned um, growing up, right? And just things that I don't want to carry out anymore. I'm just not interested in it. Yeah, I'm not interested in it. And so now, like, I'm learning to be more present and more aware of the people coming into my life and the dynamic or dynamics that I want to create with them. Um, I might make a part two to this. There's so much to talk about. There really is. It's wild. Healing is so fucking wild. It really is. It really is. When you realize, you know, you wake up from this fucking slumber of your own suffering. And it's kind of strange because it was somewhat of a party, you know? You got so used to your suffering that it started to like not become suffering at one point, right? And then something happens and then you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't need to keep doing this. I don't. Right? Maybe you're so lost inside your drunken slumber of a party of your own masochistic world, your masochistic nature. You actually don't realize how much you're fucking hurting yourself, right? And then something happens and it wakes you up. Or maybe it wakes you up even more than you were previously woken up from it, right? And then you really start to open your eyes more and you're like, what the fuck am I doing to myself? This is my fucking life. Why am I doing this? Why am I associating with these people? What do these people mean to me? Do these people actually care about me? It's a wild fucking thing when you realize that somebody doesn't actually care about you. And it's a real thing to have relationships with people that don't actually care about you. And when I say that, I mean it's not really personal. Some people actually lack empathy. because they're emotionally underdeveloped, and um, maybe they're narcissistic. Maybe they just utilize people for their own gratification, right? And they just see them as objects. They don't give a fuck about them, right? Um, that's a reality for some people. But like really like looking at yourself, looking at your relationships, looking at everything and just like asking yourself, do I actually want this? Right? Like having the space and the time and the conscious awareness to ask yourself, do I actually want this? Why am I doing all of these things? Why am I doing this, that, and the other? And then learning more about yourself, learning more about why you are the way that you are, what led you to that. Understand that you're repeating a pattern. That's the reality of that. Absolutely. Right? Repetition compulsion is a real thing. We learn. I'll end off with this. Repetition compulsion is a real thing. What is it? The act of, I think, unconsciously and subconsciously repeating patterns from childhood of things that we learned, right? Ways that we learned to be. So we're basically on autopilot doing that until we wake up from it and realize what we're doing and realize that we don't have to do all these things to, I don't know, get what we've been getting, receive love, which I'm really going to say is probably just validation and approval. You're settling for love's ugly cousin. But yeah, the reality of healing is fucking wild. It really is. It really is. Doing the work on yourself is fucking wild. Waking up on a daily basis and choosing to step outside of autopilot, repetition, compulsion, the same comfortable and familiar neurochemical experiences, just choosing differently on a daily basis. It is so easy, or I won't use the word easy. It is so comfortable and familiar to wake up and just choose the same comfortable and familiar thing based in repetition compulsion. It is. But to wake up, and when I say that, I mean more so personally, spiritually, and to understand that you might want different, and to realize that you're going to have to let go of or cut out a bunch of things and people to get there. Yeah.